Hi guys, we're back with the equipment neutral dog and the dog that isn't equipment neutral. And I got my manners minder thing here. Oh, I don't even have a real pocket. Okay, I gotta put it away.
You don't?
But the reason, and you know this, Natalie, that this dog isn't equipment neutral is the choke chain. You know, she's, and that's what you've got to, this is what you've got to remember, and this is what you've got to say to yourself. Unless we make deliberate, unless we take steps to ensure she knows that that's not what we're doing, she's going to view it as combative. Well, you know, how else could they have viewed it? If someone puts something on you and pulls it, and pulls you in a direction you're not normally going, am I wrong? And looks right at you, and barks out commands, you know, oh, I'll model her behavior. All right, let me see if I can get her back on there with just my body language. Watch. And her thing is the low. If your hands go low at all. You know, but that's what I want you to say to yourself, Natalie. The problem with this dog is always going to be, it's going to be triggered by the environment. You're going to have to use the nick, and it is going to be a battle of attrition. Is she ever just going to stand there when a skateboard goes by? No. If we keep doing the recall, we'll eventually, when she see one, run the other way. Oh, we can only hope. All right, let me see what I can get her to model. I'm not sure that's the best modeling, though, because you're turning your body away. And, you know, and I mean, that's what, you know, to me, you know, maybe that better be my new default title. Newsflash, if it's not looking at you, it's not learning. I mean, and because I was gonna say, I could probably get her over to this one by just moving over here. You know, and that's, you need to, with this dog, trust me, Natalie, be very aloof. It's very easy to seem invested in her. But, oh, she's an angel. Oh, but she's so precious. She said, but I thought that was the magic formula. And I do think, oh, yay. I do think, and you need to write this down, Mike. She's just convinced that that's, I can't fault her for that. She's convinced that's the magic formula. But on some level, I mean, that's what I want you to think of. The formula is changing. The formula is an evolving formula. We don't just have that same formula. Like they used to have, I don't know if you remember this summer, but, you know, all of a sudden they were just going to have, like, they were going to change the formula of Coke. And so it was going to be new Coke. And then everyone was going to get used to it. Well, they didn't like it. They didn't like it. Some people loved it, and then other people just, hated it.
Yeah,
this was kind of back before maybe the internet too much. These people had nothing better to do. You know, they didn't have all these other people to hate and bully and stuff.
When they still put Coke in it?
I don't remember how it all ended up working out. I know they had both of them for a while. Yay. Anyway, so what I'm saying to myself, as much as possible, you know, and this is me, you know, I'm just dreading it, putting it off. I want to be able to get this collar on without setting the dynamic off. And I'm going to tell you, that was a very deliberate little, oh, that was a shoulder shrug. Oh, that was a slight and a snub. Don't you worry. I want to get this on so that my move, she's over there beating up the bulldog over the manners minder. I can see we got problems already. All right, look, but this is my move. I'm saying to myself, as quick as possible, I want to have the equipment on the dog, and I'm not going to do a thing. I don't have time to practice. Like I told you, I saw that guy on YouTube putting it on over and over, and they're like, you have time to sit there and babble on like this? All right, but what you just don't want to do that. It's not going to be productive for your training. But, you know, if I'm saying I'm going to take deliberate action, so I'm saying two things. I'm going to present the collar and the food together. Yay. I am definitely not going to have any physical postscript. And as quick as possible, look, here's my move. She afforded me the trust. She glanced at my hand. I'll go back and put it in slow-mo. But she afforded me the trust of putting that collar on there and not check. And see, she's checks and balances in him. She's letting him know, you know. And if I poked at her, she'd do the same to me. If I reached down there right now and start wrestling her by the collar, she would do the exact same thing to me. I don't have any of those behaviors. And again, remember, my job for jumping is not to correct the dog. I like a little jumping in there. Listen to me, Kelly training. Oh, they fly in the air. My job is not to have any reaction. You know, and at some point, and I am looking right at it, so I'm not doing a very good job. My job, and again, if you said, well, you know, I'm thinking to myself, how do I resolve this? And I'll tell you how I said I'm going to resolve. I'll get her to default to something else. Oh, and then I'll eat brownies. Anyway, back to the Coca-Cola thing. Everyone knows I can give. They have this thing, Coca-Cola Black. You know, I drink that energy drink every morning. I drank it every morning.
This Coca-Cola Black.
Yeah, just one.
It's addicting.
Well, it was Coke with coffee in it, so
Oh.
it's probably like extra strong.
Yeah.
All right, so do you see how I solved my problem? Rather than the dog jumping at me, I just sort of rewrote the scene, and that's kind of what you have to think of. But now I've got another problem. My equipment's all tangled up. What I'm not going to do is abruptly pull this leash out from under the dog. She sees I'm always feeding out with it. But again, look, my leash isn't counterbalanced. At this point, I'm going to have to adjust it. But, you know, if I've got a dog that's equipment neutral, I have to make it as incidental. And that is what bothers me about these collars. I'll tell you what worked to my advantage. She had to keep an eye on Sparkles because he was darting around in her personal space. So that's what you have to, oh, you precious angel. You precious angel. So if I said I needed to, and I haven't done anything yet, so just don't get too thrilled. I haven't trained her yet, and I'm going to tell you I haven't trained her yet. I've been sort of conditioning, but I haven't trained her because I haven't had my pager. So I need to do that. Remember, my all through is going to be as subtle as possible. And she will bite at me, Natalie. I forgot to tell you that. And we're going to have to work on that. Oh, she'll bite at my hand. Or she'll bite at my sleeves. I'm sure she did that to you. Down. I'm going to tell you what the difference was there. I'm going to tell you what the difference was. I'm going to tell you why she did it. Because I did hit my pager. That's what the difference was. Yeah. Down. So I'm going to tell you what I did right there. Is I gently pushed her before she had a chance to get up. All right, watch. I'm going to down. Yeah. See, I'm getting good leg kicks here. I don't want to start dancing though, Sandy. So I'm going to tell you, this one's like the boxer. And I can tell you this treat thing's not working out. Ah! Your commentary in the videos is so funny. When those two dogs got in the fight that day, you go,
I did? What you do?
That's what we do. All right,
yeah,
now,
what are you going to do?
I need to do, though, is get down. Get that down. I need to get that down to happen away from that place, which is exactly what I did. Put my treat thing out here. I'm going to have to go like this.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Now it's an ornament. That's a jacket ornament.
Absolutely perfect. All right, but again, I'm saying to myself, if I want the dog to notice the leash more, I better posture more with it. Down. Oh, you precious, precious angel.
We'll find your other one when we're done.
Work out. Heel. Well, she's not used. All right, now look, what I need to do, heel. Oh, you precious. Now I need to start fine-tuning it. Heel. And I'm going to tell you what, I want this dog to make that leash tight. And I'm going to tell you right now, I made a note right there. Heel. You better factor your hand out of that. Yay! Yay! I want her right there. She's making the leash tight. I'm adding the pager. That's what's giving me a little heel. And that's what yay! You precious angel. You precious angel. That's how subtle. Now we're all through. And we'll tell you what, she's already thinking to herself, off to see the wizard.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz.
So you definitely got to get her this thing, Natalie. I've never seen a little dog so in love with their cut. So again, I've done a pretty good job. I'm going to tell you how easy it would be to make the dog not equipment neutral. Start pulling on that thing. Anything, any nicks, anything are going to come from the collar, but it's always going to be a facing away type of thing. So if I'm really Sandy, down, oh, you precious angel. So all I did was throw the two things together. And I mean, you know, I always say don't combine the recall and the down, but I'm okay. Now look, I'm getting into a bind here, and I'm going to tell you what that was, you guys, and that was my fault. That was my fault. And I am going to play that back. We didn't have it real close, but that was my fault for not letting her know what I was doing. She was just, and that's how she is. She checked what's going on over here. If I put like a Molly face puppet on my hand and would have been doing it, she probably, you know what I mean? She would have been biting at it.
Never noticed.
All right, so, but what I want to do, you know, as long as she understands it's a pager. The pager's indifferent, so she's not going to, but I'm saying to myself, heel. See, there's the biting, Sandy. Heel. That was down. That was, oh, you precious angel. Holding it down. Oh, you precious angel. All right, so what I need to do is move around, though, down. All right, so I need to move over here. So I got to pretend like I got my leash. Heel. I don't want to set up for failure right now. Heel. Oh, you little biter. Heel. Heel. So this arm is really... Heel. That was my fault. She spun too quick. I'm going to tell you what the problem is. Heel. Gonna get me falconer gloves. Heel. Oh, you precious little angel. All right, now here's the all through. All through. Here's your new way you hold your hands at your house now. There you go. Here's your new way you hold your hands at your house.
All through.
Well, but I'm going to tell you what this is. If she turns around and I'm behind her, I want you to watch. She is going to believe she's training me. Watch. Watch. She's going to start heading that way, and I'm going to make her believe that she caused me to do it. Ah, well, here's the catch. I didn't have any treats. Summer's like running over there with the treats. You know, and on some level, you do want that. You know. I mean, if you honestly think doing that initially was her idea, not so much. Okay, so we're gonna be right back. We're gonna work on the manners minder with her. We'll be right back.